Bangor. From the Great Northwoods to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a man is accused of ditching illegal drugs as police move in to make an arrest.
Plus, a group of Herman parents is demanding action over books found in a school library.
And a Stu Bend woman shares her personal story of what it's like to live with a rare neurological disorder.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. We'll have the latest news coming up, but first a check of the forecast. Today's National Spaghetti Day. We'll hear about that later on. I've got a little Italian thing going on now. Been thinking about this.
Yes, I know. It's kind of mush mouth day for sure.
I'm having a mush mouth day for sure.
Yeah.
That is the truth. All right, let's talk about the weather forecast today. It was a little dreary this morning heading into work, a little rain falling out there. Some people will see a wintry mix as the day rolls along.
Yep.
Could be some slippery driving conditions, especially way up north.
Absolutely. Devin Biggs has the forecast.
Devin Biggs.
All righty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. We made it over to Wednesday. We're waking up to some dense fog in a few areas this morning, especially in the Bar Harbor and Bangor area. Here we are waking up to some areas that are less than a mile of visibility in some areas, especially further off towards the north. We do have some advisories up. Winter weather advisories actually up because we're going to be watching another wintry mess that'll be moving in. These advisories will expire at the noon time frame as we head towards your Thursday, with a small crab advisory up until 4 p.m. on Friday. And just in the northern parts of the state this morning, outside of our viewing area, there's a dense fog advisory up near the Presque Isle area, so they're dealing with some fog as well this morning as for us. Otherwise, though, we are seeing some precipitation moving in, some rain this morning. We'll keep that going for a while, but the rain will be backing off as the day progresses on. We will remain mostly cloudy, though, but maybe a few peaks of sunshine as the clouds break out from time to time. But the general idea here with this system is rain this morning. We'll catch a break. Then another wave of moisture moves in later on as we head towards tomorrow. As for the winds, not a big deal at all, mainly at around 5, maybe up to 10 miles per hour, but more gusty winds on the way, especially as we head towards Thursday along the coast. So again, moving forward, here's Futurecast to get all this morning precipitation out of here. But later on this evening and early Thursday morning, our next round of precipitation moves in with a wintry mix possible with other areas that will see mainly snow across these parts. But moving forward for this morning, the afternoon period, some rain early on, otherwise becoming mostly cloudy, maybe some peaks of sunshine, temperatures reaching for the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, in today's news, Brewer police have arrested a man for drug furnishing in a drug-free zone. According to Brewer police, 2 officers spotted 37-year-old Abraham Frederick, who had 2 active warrants for his arrest. The officers approached Frederick on Renfred Street and told him to stop. Police say that's when Frederick began reaching inside his pants and allegedly threw packaged drugs onto the roof of an apartment building as the officers approached him. They say he was taken into custody after a brief struggle. The officers used a ladder to retrieve the drugs, which later tested positive for fentanyl. The incident occurred directly across from a playground on a Brewer Housing Authority property. It was approximately 90 feet from a sign that posted the area as a drug-free zone, which calls for enhanced penalties for drug trafficking. Frederick is now charged with aggravated furnishing of drugs, refusing to submit to arrest, and falsifying physical evidence. He was also booked on the 2 outstanding warrants.
An Oakland man is accused of holding up a convenience store in Waterville. 35-year-old Justin Murphy was arrested late Monday and charged with robbery and theft. According to the Morning Sentinel, the Circle K store on Kennedy Memorial Drive was robbed around 1:45 Monday morning. Murphy is now being held at the Kennebec County Jail.
The trial for a 19-year-old Waterville man accused of alleged ISIS-inspired plans to conduct a violent attack has now been postponed. Xavier Pelkey was indicted on charges of conspiracy to provide material support to terrorists and possession of unregistered destructive devices. The trial was originally scheduled to begin yesterday with jury selection, but was postponed after the government provided additional discovery pertaining to the conspiracy to provide material support to terrorist charge. Both the defense and prosecution agreed to postpone it until February 7th. That will give them all a lot of time to consider that new evidence.
We've had some challenging weather lately, and many areas are dealing with flooding. Take a look at this picture from Fort Fairfield Police Department's Facebook page. According to Chief Matthew Cummings, North Caribou Road remains closed because of floodwaters across the road. He asks that people obey the signs and do not try to cross the waters. Cummings says that the water is starting to recede a bit, but the road is still not passable, and that probably won't improve at all in the next 24 hours.
Yeah, there's more stormy weather moving into the area tonight, so
Right.
just going to add to the situation.
Right.
Meanwhile, concerned parents and citizens are calling for an update to the Herman school system's policy on which books are and are not allowed in the library. We met with two parents to discuss what policies they would like to see put in place. Devin Dagnall has their story.
A group of parents in the town of Herman have taken issue with many of the titles in the Herman middle and high school libraries. After a brief overview of the content of the books, the group has now accumulated a list of 83 titles that contain what they call explicit sexual and erotic content.
Unfortunately, it's exposing kids to things that a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old really isn't meant to be reading or watching or listening to.
Danielle Haggerty no longer has any children who attend any of the Herman schools, but she is still in full support of the school's policy being changed. Haggerty says that there needs to be new policies put in place that restrict the sexual content children are exposed to.
That's what we're trying to do, is look at this content just like we would look at TV, would look at the radio, and look at it to see, does this enhance the life of our children? And so far we're finding there are a fair number of books that it does not.
Regina Leonard, a local parent, says that she and other community members think it would be best to remove books from the high school library containing sexual content that would not be suitable for 13 and 14-year-olds at the oldest. However, Leonard says that they don't want to necessarily ban any of the books that are deemed inappropriate under the new policy.
The rating system is based on sexual content within the books. It's not that we're looking at banning any books or a specific genre of books or gender or sexuality. It just is based on sexual content.
We reached out to Micah Grant, the superintendent of schools, and he said he isn't aware of any challenged materials in the schools and that they have not received any challenges to books this year. For ABC 7 and Fox 22, Devin Dagnall.
Several waterfront businesses are challenging their town's limit on the number of cruise ship passengers allowed to disembark. In November, Bar Harbor voters approved a limit of 1,000 incoming passengers per day to the popular tourist destination. The federal lawsuit filed last week contends the limit is, quote, draconian and arbitrary, unquote, and violates the Constitution and maritime law. Town officials expected a lawsuit over the ordinance, which was adopted by town voters who say they are fed up with the congestion.
Well, Waldo County officials have a new sheriff. A swearing-in ceremony was held yesterday for Sheriff Jason Trundy, as well as Chief Deputy Matthew Curtis. During the ceremony, a retirement badge was also presented to former Sheriff Jeffrey Trafton. Family, friends, and fellow law enforcement attended the ceremony. Jason Trundy was elected sheriff by voters back in November. We'd like to wish them the best of luck. That's an important job they have there, and one I wouldn't want to have. Hey, speaking of swearing-ins, I don't know if that's the term, but Governor Mills is going to be taking the oath once again later on today. Yep. They're having her inauguration later on, and it's taking place at the Augusta Civic Center. You can go too if you want. You do need a ticket if you want to get into it, though, but they are free of charge if you want to get tickets. Hold on, let me get my readers out real quick. Okay. You visit janetmills.com/RSVP. janetmills.com/RSVP. You can get tickets to the big to-do tonight. They're having the inauguration today. Tomorrow they'll have the inaugural ball and all that.
Will there be food?
There will probably be food at the ball tomorrow. I don't know about tonight.
Oh,
but
okay.
Yeah. So we're always about the food, especially by this time in the day. We've been up for a while. Yes. Time for some food.
Okay.
Maybe
well,
they'll bring some Dunkin' Munchkins at least or something.
I know.
You know?
Honestly.
So, yeah.
Yeah. The time now is 8:09. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, a woman from Steuben shares what it's like to live with the same condition that's impacting a famous singer.
But first, another check of our weather forecast. We can expect the rain to come to an end this morning eventually. The highs will be 40 degrees today. The wintry mix moves in later tonight and will continue into tomorrow morning. Could be slippery tomorrow. The highs tomorrow, 28 degrees.
Hello, Maine. This is Steve McKay. It's a wintry mix out there, but pockets of orange are standing out against the white blanket of snow throughout the state. Next Home Experience is listing and selling homes just like yours. Get looped and get sold with Next Home Experience.
Even though Dorsey Furniture is known for our vast collections of quality home furnishings, sometimes we like to venture into the forgotten passageways and dark corners of our enormous warehouse to mine the odd nightstand, forgotten sofa, orphaned love seat, or the elusive discontinued mattress. Meanwhile, our sales manager, and not the bean counters, smash the original retail prices into tiny fractions of themselves. Dorsey Furniture, black tag sale going on now.
Whenever Maine Wood Floors wants to know the weather, they log on to foxbangor.com. Whether you're searching to add beauty with a new hardwood floor or need to restore your old one, Maine Wood Floors is your hardwood flooring expert in Mid-Coast Maine. Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor.
Looking for your dream home? Contact a Next Homie today and see what's available right now. Sellers, get ready to get looped and get sold. With Next Home Experience, we have your buyers.
Friday nights are about to get wild for basketball fans. Friday Night Fast Break is your source for everything that is Maine high school basketball, highlights, and local analysis. It's the only show that hits every corner of Maine's hardwood hoop landscape, high school, college, and professional. Join us Friday night during basketball season for Friday Night Fast Break on Fox 22 News at 10. Brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares.
Welcome back, everyone. After world-famous singer Celine Dion revealed in December that she'd been diagnosed with stiff person syndrome, a Stu Ben woman is sharing her story of what it's like to live with a rare neurological condition.
Our Matthew Durantzik has the story.
It's like there was a nail down through my foot, and I was literally, and someone had put a nail through my foot, and I was stuck.
Over a short period of time, Steuben resident Denise Huntington went from enjoying nature with her husband to being transferred to a hospital and not being able to move.
I went into the bedroom to take off my top and change, and all of a sudden I went over by the bed, and he had gone out of the room, and I said, Herb, who's my husband's name, I can't move.
According to the National Institute of Neurological Disorders and Stroke, affiliated with the National Institute of Health, stiff person syndrome is a rare neurological disorder that creates stiffness throughout the body, greater sensitivity to noise and emotion, and often leading to muscle spasms. The disorder is so rare that 1 in 1 million people are diagnosed with the disorder. A person diagnosed with stiff person syndrome affects how an individual walks on a day-to-day basis, but that's not the only thing it affects.
It's like all of a sudden I don't know what's happened and my whole body will go into spasms, and my neck will start going like this and that, and I'll start getting a severe headache. The minute that I wake up, what's really hard for me is like, how am I going to get through another day of doing nothing but spinning and in pain and nowhere to turn.
The road has been a little rocky since her diagnosis, simply because some doctors just don't know much about this disorder.
Don't let anyone tell you what your gut instinct is telling you and your body's telling you. You hold on to that and you fight for yourself.
Matthew Durantzik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
The South China community has rallied together after learning that a community member is recovering from serious injuries following an accident. Remy Pettengill was transported to Maine Medical Center Friday after he and 3 other young people were involved in a car accident. Remy's family updated community members on his condition yesterday, saying he's heavily sedated in an effort to allow his body to rest from a surgery. South China community members are sending well wishes to the Pettengill family.
For us to come together and make it very clear, we're not coming together for mourning or grief. We're coming together in hope. And we're coming together with optimism to put as much of our prayers and positive energies towards Remy's recovery.
3 other young people involved in the accident are now back in school. China Middle School and Erskine Academy are working together as gift card drop-off locations to support the Pettengill family while Remy remains in the hospital. To learn more ways to support the family, visit foxbangor.com.
Let's hope he gets lots and lots of cards. That will certainly help.
Absolutely.
The situation.
Absolutely.
Well, the time now is 8:16. Coming up after the break, the Bangor Public Library has some major plans in regards to how they're going to spend that American Rescue Plan Act funding.
We'll have the details as Good Morning Maine continues.
I'm 82 years old and I have collapsed arches, which means the first thing that hits the ground is the bone in my arch. I came to Comfort Shoes 4 years ago because I couldn't walk without pain. And she spent so much time on my feet getting the right shoe, and we finally found the right pair. Once you made these orthotics for me, I have no pain. These are so comfortable. I have no discomfort. I feel like I could go running, and I thank you and Comfort Shoes for that.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Name a place you love being naked.
Does Steve sing her a song, get super shy, pull out flowers?
Can't you look at me?
No, ma'am. I don't want to make eye contact with you. Only reason I'm asking you this because it's on the card.
Steve, you would have asked me that in your younger days.
Family Feud, the only choice.
Weeknights at 7 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. The Bangor Public Library has been approved to receive $341,000 in American Rescue Plan Act funds. The library plans to make some improvements in an effort to keep staff safe while helping individuals experiencing crisis. A.J. Douglas has the story.
We're a zero barrier space. Anybody can walk through the door, and we never say, like, okay, well, what are you in the library for today?
The director of the Bangor Public Library says the library should be a safe space for everyone. But in recent years, patrons' repeated outbursts and occasional criminal activity must be addressed.
We've had people who have used illegal drugs in the bathrooms, including overdosing in the bathroom.
You know, the library has been a de facto warming shelter for a number of the homeless, and in order to react to that, the library really needs to get the manpower in there to help.
Penobscot County worked in collaboration with the city of Bangor to approve grant funds in a way that would address those issues, which includes hiring trained professionals for certain situations.
The goal is to really have that social worker be able to support people who are in crisis by referring them to some of the many services that are in the area.
The library will hire an additional staff member plus a trained social worker, as well as install additional security cameras to extend reporting and monitoring services. The future social worker employee would hold a 2-year contract.
People love the library. People come to the library for different services. And I think long term, everybody's goal is for the number of people who are homeless in Bangor to be reduced.
The library should receive its ARPA funds by the end of the month, and staff plans to advertise for the social worker position in the coming weeks. In Bangor, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
January is Firefighter Cancer Awareness Month. According to the Firefighter Cancer Network, cancer is the leading cause of death among first responders since they are exposed to structure fires, wildfires, vehicle fires, and other toxins while on the job. Brewer Deputy Fire Chief Eric Turtelot says they are taking steps to limit the exposure to cancer-causing agents for the 19 firefighters on his staff.
We provide a second set of turnout gear so they're still in service to go on the next call while their gear is being cleaned. Here in the station, like that yellow hose here, we capture the exhaust from the apparatus so we're not exposing our folks to the diesel exhaust from the trucks.
Turtelot says cancer screenings are also available to firefighters in the department. Very good idea. I remember it was several years ago, I think it was Bangor. The story was they got a special washing machine to help wash all the turnout gear, to get all the carcinogens off the turnout gear for the local firefighters here. I'm not sure what the local departments do, like the little small volunteer departments. Right. They don't have the money for that kind of thing.
Right.
They're out there battling fires too.
Absolutely.
I'm bringing up a topic without a suggestion, but just
no, I mean, it's
kind of pointing it out. But
it's how conversations start.
Yeah, thank goodness to all the men and women who do join the ranks out there to fight fires. We need them.
Right.
But that's one thing they don't really think about. A lot of people don't think about is all the dangers out there aside from the fires and the obvious things too.
Always good to bring awareness to what it takes.
Yes.
Well, the time now is 8:21.
Time to get a full look at our weather forecast with Devin Biggs.
All right, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Dense fog is what we're waking up to in a few spots this morning, sending visibilities down to about 1 to 3 miles according to Bangor and Bar Harbor. There are some advisories up, some dense fog related in the northern ends of the state, but we also have winter weather advisories in effect until noon on Thursday for these counties highlighted here because of a wintry mix that will also be moving in, as well as a small cat advisory that's also up until 4 p.m. as we head towards your Friday along the coast because of high surf expected there. And then there's that dense fog advisory outside of our viewing area that drops at 7 a.m. this morning. But otherwise, here we are. So we do have some rain that's been developing, maybe some snow further off towards the north. We'll keep the rain going this morning, but as the morning progresses on, we'll get this rain out of here. We'll remain mostly cloudy and maybe a few breaks in the clouds from time to time, too, as we're watching a system right here that continues to track off towards the east. So here's a general idea of what the system is currently at. We might get some breaks in the clouds as we head towards the afternoon period. So here's Futurecast here, getting all the morning precipitation out of here. Here's that break in the clouds right there during their afternoon period. Then by the evening, the clouds move back in. A wintry mix moves in yet again as some rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow. So we'll have to watch for all of that, though, especially as we head towards later on tonight and in parts of Thursday morning. Maybe a little bit of a break in the precipitation, but more of it will pick up yet again as we head towards later on Thursday evening and also in parts of Friday morning. So we'll need to watch this pretty closely. As for the longer term, though, as we head towards Friday and Saturday, waves of snow will continue to be possible. We'll have to wait until Saturday night for the final wave to move through. This one won't be as strong as temperatures will also be above freezing, so some of this may also fall as rain. As for snow accumulations, here's the general idea. Most of us, though, not a whole lot, maybe a few inches in our neck of the woods. You have to go further to the north to see just a little bit more. We had to watch things closely. Some areas further off towards the north, you can see about 5 to 7 inches of snow. Lesser amounts further down toward the south. So moving forward for today, lower 40s, some morning rain showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with that north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. As we head towards tonight, lower 20s on the way. Wintry mix on the way, so rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow with that northeast wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, upper 20s. That wintry mix will change over to all snow, maybe some breaks from time to time. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So by Friday, more snow showers on the way. Highs in the lower 30s. We're in the upper 30s on Saturday with a slight chance for snow showers, otherwise mostly cloudy. And mostly sunny on Sunday. Highs in the mid-20s.
Behind every keepsake, there's a memory. Behind every photo, there's a story. Behind Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, there's people giving back by bringing back what was thought to be lost. The details, the time, and the expertise, all packaged up behind a name that Mainers have trusted for over 35 years. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration. You keep the memories. We'll handle the rest.
Silver Fox Automotive is a family-owned and operated company with more than 30 years of experience. We are originally from the county and offer competitive prices and promise you will be completely satisfied with our work. We offer a stress-free experience to both our new and returning customers. We only use parts from reputable brands to ensure your vehicle is safe to drive. Here at Silver Fox, there will always be a friendly face to greet you. Come see us at 2004 Audlin Road in Herman.
The Sebec Lake House proves that Days World is ready for any challenge. The client had very high standards for this entire project. You can tell by Sebec Lake actually being in granite in the floor. Days World had to match those high standards, and we did with the Mitsubishi electric equipment that we carry. They didn't want any diffusers on that first level.
You cannot see the diffusers anywhere, just like they promised. We trusted Dave's World with this project, and we're very pleased with the results, and I'd highly recommend them.
Mom and Dad, you must be so proud.
We're proud of all of our children.
She has to say that.
Oh, you can't run away from me forever.
Just a heads up, this is my good side.
Yeah.
Bazinga, bazinga, bazinga.
Ah! Are you trying to kill me?
Weekdays at 6 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Republicans have taken over the House, but there's still no GOP leader in place as the next House Speaker because the party can't agree on who should hold that gavel. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard has a closer look at where things stand.
Kevin McCarthy needs a majority of votes with his name on it, but now rounds into voting, and his grip on the party is starting to slip. Patiently, and then not. Newly elected representatives and their families waited through 3 rounds of votes for the Speaker of the House. Instead, the 118th House of Representatives adjourning Tuesday evening with no winner of the gavel and no one taking the oath of office.
I have the record for the longest speech ever on the floor. I don't have a problem getting a record for the most votes for Speaker, too.
The Republican Party's messy infighting spilling over.
The Republican dysfunction is what it is: chaos, crisis, and confusion, along with craziness.
Even the House clerks that have to tally all 434 votes each round started to grow weary.
My hand's starting to cramp.
A small group of Republicans say Kevin McCarthy is too close to the establishment.
If you want to drain the swamp, you cannot put the biggest alligator in charge of the exercise. I'm a Florida man, and I know of what I speak.
In the first 2 rounds, 19 Republicans voted for someone other than McCarthy. In the third, 20 Republicans had jumped ship, rallying around Ohio's Jim Jordan, who himself supports McCarthy.
If you can't close this deal, at what point do members start looking elsewhere?
The House will return at noon Eastern on Wednesday to vote for a 4th time. What's unclear is if McCarthy will have been able to sway any votes by then. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
A steady stream of people continue to visit St. Peter's Basilica to pay their respects to Pope Emeritus Benedict. Thousands lined up in the pre-dawn hours in Rome, and thousands more are expected today. St. Peter's Basilica, where the body of the retired pope is laying in state. The former pontiff served 8 years before stepping down in 2013 because of declining health. He passed away Saturday at the age of 95. The Vatican announced his funeral on Thursday will be similar to that of a reigning pope. Pope Francis will preside at Benedict's funeral before a crowd that Vatican police say will number in the tens of thousands.
Well, a new variant of COVID-19 has emerged in the U.S., and according to the CDC, it's spreading quickly across the country. Fox News correspondent Jonathan Siri has more from Atlanta.
The new COVID variants we've been warned about for months are finally emerging, with one quickly becoming dominant. It's called XBB 1.5. The CDC says it now accounts for more than 40% of cases in the U.S. That's up almost 100% from just a week ago. It first emerged in Asia, driving a big spike in cases in the fall. But doctors say there are no indications it's more harmful than earlier versions of Omicron.
They've seen it in Singapore and India before. They've had a lot of infections, but hospitalizations did not go up very much. so we don't think it causes more severe disease.
The troubling trend comes as the U.S. is set to join a growing list of countries implementing COVID screening for travelers flying in from China. Public health officials say it's in response to a massive surge there, prompting a new warning from the Chinese Foreign Ministry.
We are firmly opposed to attempts to manipulate the COVID-19 measures for political purposes and will take countermeasures based on the principle of reciprocity.
And as the country braces for a post-holiday spike in COVID, flu, and RSV cases, public school students in some cities, including Philadelphia and Boston, are being asked to mask up for the next 10 days, hoping to stop the spread before it becomes a new surge.
I'm just concerned about it because I've heard I know 3 people that already got sick and they're coughing and everything.
The CDC says early data suggests the new COVID vaccine boosters offer strong protection against the new strain. In Atlanta, Jonathan Seri, Fox News.
We're back with a rescue being called a miracle in Northern California after a crash on a notoriously dangerous stretch of coastal highway. But we're learning this may have been no accident. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This morning, the passengers of this mangled car somehow are alive after their Tesla plunged more than 250 feet off the side of a cliff south of San Francisco.
We come out here, unfortunately, all too often for things like this, and this was nothing short of a miracle that they survived.
Police say 41-year-old Dharmesh Patel was driving along a dangerous stretch of coastal highway known as Devil's Slide when he purposefully drove off the cliff, sending the car flipping several times before landing on its wheels just steps away from the ocean. In the car with him, police say, were his wife and 2 children, ages 4 and 9. A dramatic rescue playing out as 3 helicopters and more than 30 rescuers scrambled to reach the mangled vehicle.
We had 300-foot ropes, and we just about maxed them out to get down to those people.
Rescuers pulled the children out of the back window and brought them up the cliff in a rescue basket. The adults suffered more serious injuries and had to be hoisted up the cliff by helicopter. Incredibly, all 4 sustained non-life-threatening injuries and were taken to a local hospital. Police say Patel, a doctor at a Los Angeles hospital, will now be charged with attempted murder and child abuse. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, the Irish Heritage Center in Portland has received millions of dollars of funding. We'll check out what they plan to do with the funds.
That and more right after this.
On the next Last Man Standing.
What the heck are you doing?
Have you seen the movie Field of Dreams?
No.
We'll go watch it while I build my hockey rink.
Boyd gets his game on, but Mike's on thin ice.
The hockey game was awesome.
Hockey? What? Honey, I thought you were taking him to the ice show.
We don't like exposing Boyd to that much violence.
It was a sporting event. I didn't expect a bloodbath. That was just like a bonus.
Last Man Standing.
This afternoon, starting at 4 on Fox 22. You're watching Fox 22, Bangor.
Well, today is Wednesday, January 4th, 2023. It's also National Spaghetti Day. You know what that means. You have to go out and enjoy some spaghetti.
Yesterday, I thought it was funny that it's National Spaghetti because yesterday I was in a restaurant. I know I said this the first hour, but I got to say it again. This lady said, if I had to pick my death row meal right now, it would be spaghetti.
Really?
Oh, and I was like, you don't seem like you're on death row, but
let's hope she's okay. I love spaghetti too, whether it's from a can or whatever. Yeah.
From a can?
It's all good. Yeah, you can get spaghetti sauce in a can.
Oh.
I'm talking about the sauce
Not
itself.
SpaghettiOs.
Not SpaghettiOs.
Okay.
Although, SpaghettiOs with a nice Merlot, excellent.
It's fine dining.
Bachelor food.
There you go. Well, on this day in history, in 1915, the first elected Jewish governor took office in Idaho. His name was Moses Alexander. And in 1947, Emilio G. Segre and Carlo Perrier Perrier?
I think it's Perrier.
Perrier announced technetium.
You got me on that one.
Right. This is the third time I've had to say it, and I think I got it this time. A previously unknown element, and the first artificially synthesized chemical element, meaning that it's not naturally occurring. And technetium is considered the lightest element whose isotopes are all radioactive. It's used in medical diagnostic equipment and studies, so not dangerously radioactive. It's to study our health.
Low-grade radio.
Right.
Okay. Kind of interesting. We'll continue learning now. On this day, as well as in 1962, the first automated subway train in New York City came into use. And in 1970, Walter Cronkite ended his weekly documentary.
And today is Isaac Newton's birthday, who was born on this day in 1643 in England. He was a mathematician, a physicist, an astronomer, theologian, an author, and also an alchemist. With many alchemists at the time having interests in things like finding the philosopher's stone, a substance that allegedly could turn ordinary metals like lead and iron into gold. He was secretive about experiments like these involving alchemy, recording some of his research in code. Newton had a keen sense of diplomacy as well, being quoted as saying, "Tact is the knack of making a point without making an enemy." I like that quote a lot.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I think Harry Potter was also interested in that stone.
Right.
Oh, that was the Sorcerer's Stone.
In England, or in the UK, it is they call it the Philosopher's Stone.
There you go.
So, and I guess you could. Initially, they were called alchemists. I mean,
magicians.
Magic, alchemy is.
Yeah. Back then they thought anything that was a little weird was, witchcraft or whatever.
Right.
So.
Yep.
All right. Somebody has been looking into his magic ball to see what the forecast holds.
Somebody put a curse on the clouds.
Yeah.
We're cursed with rain and not snow.
Well, yeah, it depends on who you talk to. Some people are okay with that, others not so much. I know the businesses that depend on snow, they're really having a hard time with the start of the season and everything like that.
All sorts of businesses, not just ski mountains and snow, but all sorts of places.
If you want snow, head north. It looks like that's where it will be falling.
Right. Here's Devin Biggs with the forecast.
All righty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. We made it over to Wednesday. We're waking up to some dense fog in a few areas this morning, especially in the Bar Harbor and Bangor area. Here we are waking up to some areas that are less than a mile of visibility in some areas, especially further off towards the north. We do have some advisories up. Winter weather advisories actually up because we're going to be watching another wintry mess that'll be moving in. These advisories will expire at the noon time frame as we head towards your Thursday, with a small crab advisory up until 4 p.m. on Friday. And just in the northern parts of the state this morning, outside of our viewing area, there's a dense fog advisory up near the Presque Isle area, so they're dealing with some fog as well this morning as for us. Otherwise, though, we are seeing some precipitation moving in, some rain this morning. We'll keep that going for a while, but the rain will be backing off as the day progresses on. We will remain mostly cloudy, though, but maybe a few peaks of sunshine as the clouds break up from time to time. But the general idea here with this system is rain this morning. We'll catch a break. Then another wave of moisture moves in later on as we head towards tomorrow. As for the winds, not a big deal at all, mainly at around 5, maybe up to 10 miles per hour, but more gusty winds on the way, especially as we head towards your Thursday along the coast. So again, moving forward, here's Futurecast getting in all this morning precipitation out of here. But later on this evening and early Thursday morning, our next round of precipitation moves in with a wintry mix possible with other areas that will see mainly snow across these parts. But moving forward for this morning, the afternoon period, some rain early on, otherwise becoming mostly cloudy, maybe some peaks of sunshine. Temperatures reaching for the 40s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma.
The Irish Heritage Center in Portland is getting millions of dollars for repairs. The building will receive $3 million in federal funds for a full restoration, including masonry, required weatherization, and repairs to the roof. The center was once the St. Dominic's Church, and the board chair says donations over the years have helped the center thrive in the nearly 200-year-old building. Part of the work includes repairs after the bell crashed from the tower in 2006. The center says Congresswoman Pingree and Senator Susan Collins and Angus King helped secure the money.
Nice to see those historic buildings being preserved.
Absolutely. We have so many preservation projects here in Maine, and it's really exciting to see them get the funding they need.
We have a lot of old infrastructure, too, that makes the job even bigger.
Right. It's ongoing.
Yep.
Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz and Ryan Sudol will have the latest in local sports.
Don't go away.
In recent years, we have seen many major shifts in the housing market. Maine Val has the experience and expertise to analyze these changes to provide a clear and accurate service for all your real estate appraisals. From estate and tax planning, divorce litigation, and other legal matters, we offer services to all our communities across the state of Maine. You do not have to navigate this turbulent market blindly. Trust in Maine Val's extensive experience to make highly informed decisions. Contact us today at 573-3222.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
Free. Jump. We're the ones getting it done.
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Join the growing number of people who are on it with the once daily pill, Jardiance. Jardiance not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardiance may help you lose some weight.
Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
We're on it.
We're on it. We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
I never get the flu.
My kids don't need more shots.
I don't have time.
We're all healthy.
No matter how you build your excuses, the flu can blow your house down.
I can't believe I used up all my sick time.
I missed a week of school during finals.
Now my baby has it because of me.
The hospital?
Keep your foundation strong. Vaccinate.
Following a shocking loss, how much added pressure will Roman Reigns place on the Usos to retain the tag team titles? Plus, Charlotte Flair is back. It's an all-new Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, tonight on Fox.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. By now, you have all seen the clip, some scary scenes from Monday Night Football with Bills safety Damar Hamlin collapsing due to what the league has now said was a cardiac arrest. Hamlin is still in critical condition, but NFL Network reported earlier on Tuesday that he is now only on 50% oxygen, so an improvement from Monday. But ever since the injury, there has been ample support from in and out of the football community. A GoFundMe for his annual toy drive Hamlin puts together has now reached nearly $5 million in donations. All 32 NFL teams have adopted a picture of Hamlin's jersey with "Pray for Damar" written on the nameplate, and several Patriots players voicing their support on social media. And as we said earlier, the football became secondary at the moment on the field on Monday, and the life of a young 24-year-old man is now in the forefront of everybody's minds. All right, let's move on now. Let's hit the ice. Maine men's hockey was back out this weekend, kicking off the second half of their season. And after ending the first half with 4 straight wins, it was a less than ideal start to the final stretch of the year. Ryan Sudol has more.
The last time we talked to Maine men's hockey, the team was apprehensive about their 2-week-long break.
It would have been nice not to have the break at the time we did, to be honest.
That's because the Black Bears were on a 4-game win streak, and that momentum came to a halt. It showed this weekend as they went winless in 2 games against Colgate.
That probably wasn't the smartest thing for scheduling wise for me, and that's on me.
Some of us needed a break a little bit, rest the body, but rest isn't rest if you're not resting as far as stretching and active resting. And some guys might have just stay on the couch and not do much.
Regardless of how players may have spent their breaks, it yielded a 5-2 loss in Friday's game against Colgate. Coach Ben Barr gave his team an F.
We have to have a real high intensity level. We got what we deserved. Colgate played much harder than us on Friday night, and we weren't good enough in any aspect.
Saturday's game ended in a shootout loss. Despite that, Barr considerably upped his grade, but not without critiques.
More of a B minus, actually. Our execution was still not very good. At least our effort was better, and we gave ourselves a chance to win. When our effort's good, we're in every game.
Their need for that effort is getting vital. After this weekend's series against Anchorage, it's all conference games from there. As for how they can improve, the Black Bears are honing in on battling with the puck.
If we're not ready to win our one-on-one battles in the corners and on the walls and that kind of stuff, we're an average team. So that's what we have to get back to in order to be successful.
And the Black Bears will look to flex their muscles in this weekend's series, their first home games in over a month.
I'm excited. Just having that Alphon atmosphere, it's going to be totally different. I think we're going to have everyone on our side here.
The fans that come to every game, we really appreciate those guys. So I'm just excited to play in front of these guys and hopefully give them a show that they'll like.
Reporting for ABC 7 Fox 22, I'm Ryan Sudol.
Thanks for that, Ryan. Looking forward to see what they can do back in the Alphon this weekend. All right, let's head to some high school sports now. A big night of basketball on Tuesday. We will start in Brewer with the first across-the-river battle of the year. Bangor girls took home a 65-30 victory, so we'll go to the boys now again in Brewer. Packed house for this one, fans from both teams showing out. We'll start in the second. Bangor down early, but they are fighting. They get the steal on the full-court press, and Ryan Ford gets the bucket for the Rams. On the other end now, in the nose of the defense, Brock Flagg nails the long-range jumper for Bangor. Nice pass here from Caden Thomas is going to find Matt Holmes. He finishes for two, but after that, it was really all Brewer. A three-point bucket here from Evan Neto in the corner. He buries that one, and then it's Brock Flagg. Nice pass here to Cam Hughes. Hughes connects, and then on the fast break, you guys know this guy. It's Brady Saunders from Hughes. He's going to take it in for the lay. Brewer wins big, 86-29 is the final. All right, let's head down to Newport for some girls action. Lawrence Bulldogs visiting the Nokomis Warriors. Let's start in the end of the third. Lawrence Allison Higgins into Hope Bouchard, who gets it to Lily Gray. She hits a sweet turnaround jumper. Lawrence leads after three. Fourth quarter, Lawrence with an errant pass. It gets tipped around, picked up by Nokomis' Cameron King. She goes coast to coast, takes it to the hole for two. Midway through the quarter, it's Hope Bouchard again. She brings it up, kicks to Elizabeth Cromit. Cromit nails the corner jumper. And then check out this full court pass from Hope Bouchard to Brianna Poulin. She knifes her way through the Warrior D, lays it in off the glass. Poulin the high scorer. Bulldogs win it 49-38. Now let's move on to the stable for the last game of the night. Hampton Academy Broncos. They are looking to rebound. They're hosting the Blue Devils from Lewiston. We'll start this in the second quarter. Neck and neck here. Deion Jackson is going to take it to the hole, and he gets the bucket. A big second quarter for Lewiston. Defense coming through now. Jabril Holloman gets it and flies to the hoop on the fast break. I thought he was going to dunk that one. The Devils would finish the half on a 15-1 run. Isaac Shannon with the bucket here. Nice tough jumper to go. Gets the shooter's roll. Hampton would fight back in the second half, though. Landon Gabrick is going to get the ball here off the triangle offense. He knocks down the fadeaway jumper, but Lewiston was too much. They'd win it 49-41. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
When it comes to winter footwear, warmth, waterproof, and safety matter most. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport and discover the latest in winter boot technology. We've got boots rated from -60 to 0 degrees Fahrenheit to keep your feet warm in any weather. Check out the new materials guaranteed to keep your feet dry. Relieve the anxiety of slipping and falling this winter with the new Navitech with grippers built right into the sole. Just flip it and clip it and you're ready to go. Be prepared this winter. Take the drive today to Comfort Shoes and More in Newport.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Let's Drew it. You're here now. It's fantastic. Just stay that way. I love it. Baby, do you feel me now? Feeling it.
Yeah. Oh, give us a pint of the good stuff, Drew.
You kind of crushed it today. I do love this job. Yeah. Drew, weekdays at 11 on Fox 22.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. New concerns for small business owners as some lawmakers push for a ban on the popular TikTok app. Politicians worry the social media platform is being used to spy on Americans, but some business owners say the platform is bringing them big success. Fox Business Network's Hillary Vaughn has the story from Capitol Hill.
The time for using TikTok on government-issued phones is ticking down.
This is a safety and security threat to the American people. The Chinese Communist Party is our #1 national security threat, and they are harvesting all of that information.
As some lawmakers continue pushing for a total ban of the platform over fears the Chinese government could use the app to track Americans, new concerns for some small business owners for whom the popular app has become a powerful marketing tool.
If something like that were to happen, it would greatly affect small businesses across the country.
Online card shop Sparks of Joy Co. founder Callie Goodwin was quarantined in her new home, unable to locate cards or stamps. She created her own, and a week later she had a business. A social media strategist by day, she turned to TikTok.
Or you could shop small and purchase from me. All my cards even come pre-stamped.
Goodwin says she sold over 20,000 cards in the last 2 years. 90% of those sales are from TikTok, something that would not have been in the cards had that video not gone viral.
TikTok is the best one for reaching people that don't already follow you. And so it makes it perfect for reaching potential customers who never would hear about me otherwise.
It was a similar business boom for Kelsey Campion. The chief sequin officer at Fringe & Co. was looking to get the word out about her wearable fun fashion brand when Mardi Gras was canceled during the pandemic. She posted a video of a sequin caftan in June of 2021.
Oh, Lord.
And she says it changed everything overnight.
We went from, 500-600 web visitors a day to 22,000. Watching the sales on my website was wild.
With over 1 billion people on the platform worldwide, Elizabeth Gore with Hello Alice, an organization dedicated to supporting small businesses, says TikTok remains a vital and cost-effective tool for getting more eyes on smaller brands.
You could never pay for something like that, right? That's what really gets special is people fall in love with founders and entrepreneurs. And that, to me, levels the playing field with the big companies.
And experts say any legislation banning TikTok would impact millions of small businesses. In Washington, Hillary Vaughn, Fox Business.
Meanwhile, investors kick off the new year following the worst 12 months for stocks since 2008. The TikTok ban debate moves from Washington to Main Street. Tesla misses its delivery target, and now adopting cute kittens can also score you free flights. Fox's CJ Papa has today's Fox Business Briefs report.
Wall Street kicks off trading in the new year. The world's major stock markets are coming off last year's big declines. Traders continue to fret over what further actions the Federal Reserve might take to cool decades-high inflation. Forecasters are expecting job gains to weaken in December. Traders are hoping that could encourage the Fed to scale back its plans for more rate hikes. The move to ban TikTok has migrated from the federal to the local level. The Rapid City, South Dakota City Council is set to consider banning it from municipal devices and networks. The effort is being led by a councilman who calls TikTok a security threat. Even though Tesla sold 1.3 million EVs last year, the number fell short of Elon Musk's pledge to grow the company's sales by 50% nearly every year. The company surpassed the record 936,000 vehicles sold in 2021, but that number is far shy of the 1.4 million needed to reach that 50% growth target. And Frontier Airlines giving away vouchers for free flights to those that adopt a kitten. 3 kittens named Delta, Frontier, and Spirit are up for adoption at a Nevada-based animal shelter. Frontier is offering 2 vouchers for those who adopt Spirit and Delta, and 4 for Frontier. That's business. I'm CJ Papa.
How come you're getting 4 vouchers for the one kitty? And it doesn't seem very equitable there. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll have to investigate that.
Right,
for sure.
definitely.
Get to the bottom of that story.
Definitely. Here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with our full weather forecast.
They are awful cute.
All right, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. Dense fog is what we're waking up to in a few spots this morning, sending visibilities down to about 1 to 3 miles according to Bangor and Bar Harbor. There are some advisories up, some dense fog related in the northern ends of the state, but we also have winter weather advisories in effect until noon on Thursday for these counties highlighted here because of a wintry mix that will also be moving in, as well as a small cat advisory that's also up until 4 p.m. as we head towards your Friday along the coast because of high surf expected there. And then there's that dense fog advisory outside of our viewing area that drops at 7 a.m. this morning. Otherwise, here we are. So we do have some rain that's been developing, maybe some snow further off towards the north. We'll keep the rain going this morning, but as the morning progresses on, we'll get this rain out of here. We'll remain mostly cloudy and maybe a few breaks in the clouds from time to time, too, as we're watching this system right here that continues to track off towards the east. So here's a general idea of what this system is currently at. We might get some breaks in the clouds as we head towards the afternoon period. So here's Futurecast here, getting all the morning precipitation out of here. Here's that break in the clouds right there during their afternoon period. Then by the evening, the clouds move back in. A wintry mix moves in yet again as some rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow. So we'll have to watch for all of that, though, especially as we head towards later on tonight and in parts of Thursday morning. Maybe a little bit of a break in the precipitation, but more of it will pick up yet again as we head towards later on Thursday evening and also in parts of Friday morning. So we'll need to watch this pretty closely. As for the longer term, though, as we head towards Friday and Saturday, waves of snow will continue to be possible. We'll have to wait until Saturday night for the final wave to move through. This one won't be as strong as temperatures will also be above freezing, so some of this may also fall as rain. As for snow accumulations, here's the general idea. Most of us, though, not a whole lot, maybe a few inches in our neck of the woods. You have to go further to the north to see just a little bit more. We had to watch things closely. Some areas further off towards the north, you'll see about 5 to 7 inches of snow. Lesser amounts further down toward the south. So moving forward for today, lower 40s, some morning rain showers. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with that north wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. As we head towards tonight, lower 20s on the way. Wintry mix on the way, so rain, freezing rain, sleet, and snow with that northeast wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Moving ahead towards tomorrow, upper 20s. That wintry mix will change over to all snow, maybe some breaks from time to time. The northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Here's a look at your extended forecast. So by Friday, more snow showers on the way. Highs in the lower 30s. We're in the upper 30s on Saturday with a slight chance for snow showers, otherwise mostly cloudy. And mostly sunny on Sunday. Highs in the mid-20s.
Comfy, cozy, relaxing. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find rockers, recliners, sofas, and easy chairs. Quality furniture, affordable prices. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
Whether it's coaching kids soccer, volunteering at the local firehouse, helping out at the food pantry, or providing the children of our employees with scholarships, the New England Toyota dealers and the thousands of people we employ play a role in lifting up the community. We're proud to serve you and to be part of those things that benefit us all. Toyota. Let's go places.
Great things are always cooking at the Ground. New menu, new specials, with an amazing variety of choices for every taste. Good times, great service, and amazing food. Only at your locally owned Ground, Odland Road, Bangor.
One good guess.
Cursed romance. Star-crossed lovers.
You better work! Deserves another.
Egyptian writing.
Hieroglyphics.
Wow! I felt like the person shouting wrong answers in the study group.
And another.
Opposite water? Sand.
25 words or less.
You did it again. You're going home with another $10,000.
Weekdays at 9 on Fox 22.
Durable, sturdy, stylish. Not Joe. Joe's Furniture. Joe's Furniture Warehouse in Newport is the place to find solid wood, built to last, made in Maine dressers, bureaus, and nightstands. Not your average Joe. Joe's Furniture Warehouse, Grogan Avenue in Newport.
If you don't already have one, you may want to make hydration your New Year's resolution, as a new study suggests staying hydrated may slow down aging and also decrease the risk of disease. The study analyzed serum sodium data from thousands of people over several years. Higher serum sodium levels can indicate someone is less hydrated, and participants who had higher sodium levels had an increased chance of developing chronic diseases and showing signs of aging than those with lower levels of sodium. The study says more research into the exact link between hydration and aging is needed, but it can't